Well, hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Leo here, and we got something unusual for you guys today. It's kind of a normal thing anymore though, isn't it? I'm out today, and I have something today that at least has the potential to change our channel forever, you know, to show you some stuff we've never been able to show you before. I'm in South Williamson. The Appalachian Plaza got flooded earlier this spring, but it's coming along, cleaning up, getting a few of them back open. My poor KFC, they're not working on it yet though. That's the one I wanted back. Anyhow, we'll get over here where we're kind of out of the way of the steam cleaners. Right here is what I wanted to show you guys, right there. Now y'all know how we will sometimes get contacted by companies to show their product, right? You know, to their sponsors, you know, they send you a product and you show it and, you know, use it and all that good stuff. And we had one company called Ausom. Well, how cool was that name, Ausom? I love that. Anyway, they sent us an email asking if we would be interested in showing one of their bikes, one of their scooters. To be honest, at first I thought they meant an e-bike, and you know me, I'm all over stuff like that. I was eating it up. Yes, I jumped all over it. No, it's not an e-bike. And I got to looking. They sent me a link, and I got to looking, and it's this right here. It's the Ausom L1, and it's, yeah, to be honest guys, y'all know I'm old school, right? I'm old school. To me, scooters have always been something kid related, but this is obviously not kids' toy, you know. This thing has 44-mile range, up to 28 miles an hour. It can climb a 47% angle. Hang on. Maybe not the best spot as far as quiet, but it was a good location to launch from. That's something else. That's something else I wanted to bring up. We'll get back to the specs in a second. Don't want to bore y'all. A lot of the places that we show, as you know, y'all know, it's not always, you know, just a story somewhere. Sometimes it's a cemetery. It could be a whole town. And you know, there's obviously inherent issues that come with trying to video an entire town. You know, you're in your vehicle, you know, you've got, you know, the engine noise, of course, you've got the windshield is, you know, glare, bugs, whatnot. I could get on something like that. It's going to be completely silent. It's yeah, there's no windshield, there's no glare, there's no bugs on my windshield. And yeah, I should be able to show y'all, like for instance today I'm going to go over here in Williamson. There's some stuff that I've been wanting to show you. There's one place in particular, Hatfield McCoy related, something, you know, the reverberations from the feud 100 years later still having a big impact on the area, and just something really cool. I think you guys will like that. I've been meaning to show you for a while, but we haven't quite gotten around to it, and this is the perfect opportunity to go hit some of those places. And I couldn't help, I had to take it out just a little bit. I put 3/10 on it. I tried to fight it off, but I couldn't. When I put it together, I had no option. It was beyond my control, and I had to take it up down the hollow a little bit. It sailed right over top of gravel like butter. I mean, just so smooth, and I couldn't even tell the difference when it went from pavement to gravel. I couldn't feel a difference at all. Now it's got, real quick before we head out, these are the keys. Works just like a key fob basically, or this one, you got NFC card right here, or you can use your phone, or there's a 4-digit code to lock it, you know, that kind of thing. But power right there, you just turn it on, 3 seconds, and it wants me to either enter a code or touch with either one of these, or I can use my cell phone you know, whatever. But you just, you know, that's all there is to it. And it unlocks. There's your battery state, speedometer, all kinds of stuff. And, you know, we'll, you know, maybe touch on some of that, some of the specs later. It's got cruise control and all kinds of crazy stuff on it. Like I said, headlights, signal lights. It's got a horn. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. But it has safety features as well, because like I said, you can actually get a speeding ticket in town on this thing. The way it works is you simply give it, you get on there 1 foot, you know, like a scooter, give it one little push just to start the wheels rolling. That's all you have to do, and accelerate, you know, simple as that. Nice. I don't know if y'all caught that, but I changed gears twice. Coming across the bridge, I geared up to pick up speed and then geared back down to slow down. But I am going to raise my handlebars a little bit. Very quiet. I like that. Can't hear anything other than the tires. That is fun. You can feel the difference when you kick it into sport mode. Here's where we're going. That is cool. That is cool. I like that. That is awesome. Awesome scooter. Great name. That's what I'm calling it. The Awesome Scooter. I'll be right back. Now, sorry about that. Had to wait for a screechy train to pass. That's the railroad tracks right there. But this right here was what I brought you guys over here to show you. Hatfield and McCoy, right here in Williamson. It's then well, we'll show it to you first. I don't know how well y'all can see in there. Tin, old rusted tin on the walls, and rough lumber all over the walls inside. But let me get back across the street, show you the rest of the building, and tell you why we're here. Ooh, shady spot. I like that. Ooh, yeah. 10-degree temperature drop. I should have parked over here. Okay. Now, check that out. Looks pretty wild looking, doesn't it? You can see where the Hatfield McCoy name was in the glass blocks above the windows and the big bay doors, the big wooden bay doors. The lights. HM up top. Now, back in 2013, the History Channel aired a reality-style series called Hatfield and McCoy's White Lightning.
Hatfields and McCoys, famous for their 150-year feud.
Some say it's over a hog. I've been told it's over a woman.
There was people killed for no reason at all.
But can bad blood make good business? A global investor wants to find out.
I care about the potential of a Hatfield and McCoy moonshine.
The catch? They'll have to stop seeing red to start making green.
Nothing was ever settled.
Hatfields and McCoy's White Lightning. Series premiere Thursday, August 1st at 10, only on History.
The Hatfield and McCoy feud, it started with Roseanne and John C. Hatfield, and it bloomed from there.
The story I think would be the most true is what my dad always told me, was after the Civil War, Dev Lance and Randall, there was a little bit of hard feelings in between. The both of them was Confederates.
Dev Lance gathered up all the guns, run off, left Randall. Randall ended up in prison for 3 years, and that's when it started.
Then when he come back, Randall's brother got killed. The McCoys always know that Dev Lance killed him, and they never could prove it.
Well, you know, some say it's over a hog. I've always been told it's over, you know, a woman.
Well, the true part about it, Roseanne got pregnant out of wedlock to John C. Hatfield. Back then, it was a cardinal sin.
A lot of people say it goes back to timber rights and property rights.
Nobody really knows how it started. It's just two stubborn men that had a disagreement and dragged their whole families down.
The McCoys done all this, and I've always thought that, you know, I was raised up to it.
It's been embedded in you. I think that there's distrust handed down through your heritage.
The feud was a lot that I guess shouldn't have went on. There was a lot of anger, a lot of fighting, a lot of killing.
They told so many lies, they didn't know what the real story was.
Later on in the years, I know, Dev Wentz, he changed his ways before he died. But sad part was, it didn't change our ways.
You're a McCoy. I know it.
You damn straight I'm a McCoy and proud of it. You're one of them thieving damn Hatfields.
Well, possession's 9/10 of the law.
They have absolutely no idea what they're talking about and definitely unaware that the feud, it's over.
Damn, Jeff, would you follow us up here?
No, we never followed you, Jim.
Wasn't that enough down there, picking and thumping on each other? Follow us up here?
I thought I smelled a skunk, but it wasn't a skunk.
It was a Hatfield.
McCoy.
I would say the feud between Hatfield and McCoys is still alive.
That bitch, because your fence is 3 inches one too far away, or, you mowed your grass or something.
They continuously bring this up. They continuously harass us. And when you are harassed, you definitely are going to fight back.
Hatfields are people, and when they get they back.
Nonsense,
People know it here better than anywhere. And the legacy is a part of history. We can't change it. It'll be here till the day we die.
I try to stress to my kids and teach them what it was like, because I want them to carry out their name the rest of their life, and keep it down, because it'll fade out.
Several real-life descendants of the two famous feuding families as they came together to try something new, launching a legal moonshine brand. The series came not long after the major success of Kevin Costner's miniseries, Hatfields and McCoys, which aired in 2012. It was a semi-historical drama that brought national attention back to the long-running Appalachian feud. White Lightning aimed to show what modern-day families were doing with that legacy. The premise of the show was that the Hatfields and McCoys were offered a chance to build a business together, creating and selling a moonshine product called White Lightning. It was meant to be both a partnership and a fresh start, but old rivalries still surfaced, making for tense moments and dramatic scenes. The distillery shown here in the series was actually a set and not a functioning still at all. It served as the show's central location where much of the action back and forth dialogue between the family members played out. Though it was filmed on location, most of the series was scripted and dramatized for television like most reality shows are. Scenes were crafted to build conflict, raise tensions, and basically keep viewers entertained. The Hatfields and McCoys' White Lightning only lasted for one season with 10 episodes. But it did do something important. It brought new attention to the area, and it helped spark an interest in the area's rich past. Visitors explored Hatfield-McCoy landmarks, and local leaders focused a little bit more on preserving history. So the show helped inspire efforts to restore and celebrate the feud's legacy. So I guess in a way, White Lightning did play a part in keeping the feud alive in modern memory. It tied together old stories and some new faces. And in the hills around here, you know, that history still lingers, just waiting for someone to come along and pick it back up. But the point here that I'm trying to make is that although the gunshots from the Hatfield-McCoy feud, although those gunshots silenced 100 years ago, the echoes from those gunshots still carry to this day. And right here, guys, is actual proof that we wanted to show you guys. You know, you've seen like the Kevin Costner miniseries and all this other stuff that's been done to bring back old stories and the feud history, and it's brought a lot of it to light for a lot of people who would have probably never heard about it before. And you know, it's a very interesting piece of American history. You know, the Hatfields and McCoys, they kind of, you know, they hold a special place in the history books and American history. And we just thought that it's very interesting how much it, like I said, the echoes of those gunshots still reverberate through the mountains and valleys and hollers all around southern West Virginia. And right here's a really good example. Train tracks. Filming by train tracks. That's life. But I can remember when they were actually filming here. I can remember coming by. There was a bunch of people out here in wardrobe, you know, in costume, and you know, doing their thing, you know. But they had in the show, they had them on the Hatfield farm, you know, that kind of thing, you know, which there was, it was owned by a Hatfield, but it was about 3 hours, you know, it was actually about 3 hours away from here, you know, was where that actually took place. It wasn't actually here. Okay, over by the bay doors right here, we'll start right here, kind of check it out a little bit, work our way down, right next to Precision Heating and Cooling. Real good guys. They fixed I couldn't find a piece of copper coupler, and they flared a piece of pipe for me and made me one. Wouldn't charge me a dime. Good guys. Anyway, there's a ramp. You can see there's a ramp right there going up, and you know, presumably a loading dock for all the moonshine that's brought out. But you can tell it's a really old building, so it would have been a good one to try to base stuff on. But you can see all kinds of old tin, old rusted roofing tin, to try and make the place. How you doing?
How you doing?
Try and make the place look old. Looks pretty appropriate though, doesn't it? The HM logo looks pretty appropriate, doesn't it? Like it's about to fall, doesn't it? Don't know how well y'all can see in there. There's a bunch of rough lumber nailed up right there. Try to block the light so y'all can see in there. You know how well I'm doing. Probably doing more harm than good. But I can remember they had the big old steel back in there. Might have been brass, I'm not sure. But like I said, it's very interesting that things like that, something from that long ago, can still yet have an effect on our world today. You know, people, jobs, you know what I mean. Production company coming here and renting places and so on and so on. It's amazing, isn't it? A lot of the local economy is based on the Hatfield-McCoy feud. Trail houses, Hatfield-McCoy trail system right here. A lot of the area's economy is based on the feud. Kind of interesting, isn't it? Kind of ironic, something like a feud. And 100 years later, it's a tourist attraction. It was a murder scene back then, a whole bunch of murder scenes, and now it's a tourist attraction. But here's one of the lesser known modern Hatfield-McCoy sites. Interesting, isn't it? A modern Hatfield-McCoy ruin. That's a little bit unique. Just a little bit. Alright, let's get the backpack back on. It's kind of getting hot. And get some air flowing and zip around town just a little bit and have some fun. I like fun. Like that, smooth as butter. To be honest, I thought there would be some sort of learning curve with this thing, but there ain't. If you can stand up, you can ride it. That's all it takes. Here, catch this red light. Oh well. Thought we'd catch a red light, but not quite. Chief Mingo, Cole House. How you doing? Oh yeah, I can see me getting some use out of this. Okay, better get me another GoPro battery. That one's down to 12%. Be right back. Figured we'd try a little off-road while we're out. Yeah, let's go down behind the flood wall and go zipping down by the river and see what that's like. Sounds like fun. race mode. We ready? Wide open. That is not bad. That is surprisingly stable too. I love that. I love this thing. Yeah, that's the end. There's stairs from there. That is totally cool. I love that thing. I love that. That is awesome. Awesom's a great name for it. Alright. Trying to do it one-handed, but yeah, this is really cool. I like this thing. I like it. They're not flashing in real life, it's just on the camera. It's in race mode now. That is really cool. I love it. Alright, I want to zip around a little bit and have some fun with this puppy. It's nice and shady down here. It's nice and cool. Let's have some fun. This thing is so much fun. It really is. I'm not messing with y'all. This thing is a lot of fun. I've been zipping all over town. That is fun, y'all. Boom. We are back where we started. That is, in a word, guys, that is awesome. It really is. That is tons of fun. And like I said, I thought there would be a learning curve with this thing, but apparently not. Apparently, if you can stand up, you can ride it. It's as simple as that. And gravel, rocks, you know, dirt, it just seems to go right over top of them and don't even know they're there. So yeah, and they're very affordable, just in case anybody was curious, and we'll have a discount code for you guys as well. if anybody wants to get one. But if not, we will still, I'm sure we will get some use out of this puppy for sure. You know, hitting some of these places are bigger than you can just stand there and kind of video, you know. But with something like that, you can kind of move through it, and it's just you and the camera just floating along, you know. So yeah, that should be much better. And yeah, I'm looking forward to showing y'all some new stuff. I really am. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to get it out and do it for real, which I guess today was for real. You know, we drove a little bit. What did we do? It's got 8 now. So yeah, a little bit of running, little bit. That was fun. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here, throw him back in the pickup truck, and get out of here and head on home. But anyway, thank you, Ausom, very much. Thank you guys for coming along. Hope you enjoyed our little cruise around town, you know, checking out some, I guess we'll call it modern Hatfield McCoy ruins. I guess about the only thing to describe it, isn't it? Modern Hatfield McCoy ruins. All right, guys, we'll see y'all next time. Until then, y'all have a really good day. Thank you for coming along, and Leo out. See y'all next time.